Okay, now we're going to work on scientific notation. And I'm going to work from the worksheet in our folder called Extra Scientific Notation. So it has 2 per page, and I'm not going to look at the first page, the one with the explanation. I'm going to go ahead and go to the second page. And let's look at one of the problems. Let's start with one that's got a positive exponent. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one down. They have 6.58157 times 10 to the 7th. And they ask you to write that in the standard format. So the first step I always do, again, is rewrite what I've been given with the decimal point. Okay, now I know this is positive, so I'm going to move my decimal in the positive direction. So I know I'm going to have to move it 7 bubbles. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go not the right thing. Okay, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just like in our bubble metrics with the metric system, we're going to fill in zeros in our blank spots. So all that leaves us to do is rewrite our answer. So here's a comma and here's a comma. I like to put slashes sometimes and then rewrite my answer. So 65, 815, 1, 2, 3 in standard format. Okay? So let's do another one. Let's do one that's negative. Let's do the one right underneath it. We have 5.1821 times 10 to the negative 4th. So since I have a negative number, I know I'm going to move the decimal to the left in the negative direction. So first thing, rewrite what I've been given with the decimal, and then I'm going to move my decimal point. So I'm going to do 4 bubbles to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and put my decimal point. I know all the empty bubbles are going to get a 0. So now that I have my answer, I'm going to rewrite it. 1, 2, 3 zeros, 5, 1, 8, 2, 1. Okay, that's going from scientific notation to standard form or expanded form or whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's do it the other direction. Okay, on the other side, it gives us big long numbers and convert them to scientific notation. We use this a lot because the distances to stars and galaxies are so far away, and the sizes of quarks and electrons are so small. So let's start with the second one. We have 0.12345. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 27238. Now, the rule of thumb for scientific notation is that you have one whole number and then your decimal point. So I always kind of underline that and then put my decimal so I remember that I only want one whole number. Okay, so now I'm going to count my bubbles. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm moving 6 this way. Now the question becomes, am I going to make that positive or negative? So here's the trick. Here we are at 2.7. To turn it back into the number we started with, we have to go that direction to the left. So to change it back, we have to go left. I know it's counterintuitive because we're moving to the right, but anytime to turn it back to scientific notation, we're going to the left, it's going to be a negative number. So we're going to start with our decimal right here. So we have 2.72338. remember, one whole number, then your decimal, times 10 to the 6, and here's the question. Is it a positive 6 or a negative 6? Well, to turn this number back, we have to move that direction to turn it back into scientific notation, so therefore it's a negative. Okay, let's do another one. Let's just make up one. How about that? I have 1, 8, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, and I want you to put that in scientific notation. So I'm not going to rewrite this because it's nice and clean and we don't have a question. Here is going to be my decimal point. That's where I'm starting. It's a given because I've been given a whole number. And to change this to scientific notation, I want one whole number and the decimal. One whole number and the decimal. So now I'm going to count how many bubbles I'm going to go. So I start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I have 12 bubbles. Now, to turn this number back into what it came from, we have to, here's what we changed it to, we have to move this way. So we're moving in a positive direction. Now again, I know this is counterintuitive because you're moving the bubbles this way, but you got to think about if you're turning it back to a regular number, that means we're starting here, then we're going this direction. So it's going to be positive. So we write 1.8, our whole number and our decimal, times 10, we counted 12. Again, is this positive or negative? Well, to change 1.8 back into all those zeros, we have to move this way, and so it's positive. Okay, toodaloo!